Hello, it's me in a mess again. Pajamas, bed head, whole shebang. Because today I'm cleaning my room. I've been in a, I'm not sure if it was a seasonal thing or just that coming down from the high of feeling accomplished, but I've been dealing with a lot of kind of depression lately. So, this is me cleaning, except avoiding cleaning by making this video. But I've been cleaning, half the room is clean. Well, I guess if you count the bookshelves, I'm like a third of it. I'm like halfway through the floor. So, you know. But I wanted to uh I guess this video I'm gonna make about the tattoos that I already have. And try to, I don't know, I guess explain them in a little bit more detail why they're so important to me. Uh because it's something that I don't think I've actively spoken about with either of you. And I know that I posted a bit about it on social media stuff, but obviously the Overdragon doesn't check that anyway. So that's probably like the only way to get a proper explanation is for me to actually say something. So uh, the one on my right arm, the Billy Joel lyric, it's either sadness or euphoria. Um, I I don't remember the first time I stumbled across that song. I was just listening to Billy Joel music. It's the age of the internet, and at some point, I think it was, I don't remember if it was one of the internet radio shows I was listening to or what, but it came on, and I immediately cried. I had no idea why I was so moved by this song, and you know, so when I got a bit older and I started, I always cared about lyrics, but I was looking into more symbolism and thinking about it more, and it developed into being this association and this thought about how my emotions are so intense. And I think we all know that. I think we all know how intense my emotions can get and how quickly they can change, and how I don't seem to have that middle ground. Um, even if it even if on the outside it seems like I'm mellow, we all know that if I'm excited, it's my whole being, and if I'm sad, it's my whole being. And the song became a lot of a reflection of, I guess, the extremes that not only emotionally, but also just like mentally and physically that we put ourselves against, or at least that I put myself against, that I you're not allowed to just be. You have to be happy or be sad or be mad, or you're not allowed to just be a part of the world, or at least I don't let myself be a part of the world. And I got it as the loop around my arm where it feeds into itself, and there's like no actual punctuation outside of the one apostrophe, and there's no it's a seamless band because I wanted to be sure that it was a cycle and that it fed into itself. One of those like the circle has no beginning, Phoenix or the flame type of thing, that it didn't matter where you began it, it would still feed into itself and be the same concept. And that it was important to me to know that I had this on me as a reminder to myself in the day to day when I'm, maybe forgetting, because we all forget the important things sometimes, and that, there's a lot of things in the world that we can't understand about each other, and there's a lot of things in the world that you can't understand about yourself, and the extremes that we put ourselves against, because you have to care or you don't care. You either love something or you're apathetic toward it, or you hate it or you're apathetic toward it. There's never just you're not allowed to just kind of care or give yourself the time to process something without being like, oh, well, what's your opinion on this? Or what do you mean you don't care about, insert XYZ awful thing that's happened in the world? And we only have so much energy, and we only have so much time, and we try to put so much into so little. And I feel like it's either sadness or euphoria kind of emphasizes that, for me at least, that there's all of this pinging of extremes in yourself, in the world, in, interpersonal relationships, that you can't just, you're not, you the world doesn't allow you, I guess, to kind of just let yourself be. So it's one of those things that for me serves as a reminder that for every up there's a down, but even if you're not seeing it at the time, there's a plateau hidden in between. And I think that's all I'm going to say about this one. And then the other tattoo that I have right currently is my dark mark, which I did wait like 15 years to get. I have been talking at least with my with friends and things like that about getting that tattoo done. I think I remember mentioning it to someone in like 6th grade. It's been a very long time. It might have been before that, but the first distinct, I think I was talking to Tony in 6th grade and walking through the JSR back lot between the elementary and middle school. I think is the first time I can distinctly remember talking about it. And for me, I spent a lot of time when I was younger. I don't even it was no, I do kind of remember, but I had a lot of really shitty experiences with people. So I started almost like cataloging the really like the things that people cared about, like uh, I don't know, it stopped by the end of freshman year of high school, but until that point I would keep track of like things that people really liked, or the people who cared about each other. And would uh, I would do some shitty things. If someone had something that they particularly enjoyed, I would be sure that if they were around, I would disparage it. Or someone I knew once had they really liked this one particular snack, and I had some that I didn't want to. I wasn't gonna eat, but instead of, and they were the important thing here for how like shitty it makes me feel is that this person was my friend that I sat with at lunch and I talked to regularly and like had met their parents. And this was a person I knew well and that I cared about, and I still, for reasons I looking back can only attribute to temporary insanity, decided that instead of being kind in response to having this information about something that they cared about, I decided I was going to use it to hurt them and see if they would stay. I did this for a long time, like at least 6 or 7 years, where I would purposefully push and be cruel to the people that I was, attempting to be friends with, to see how far I could push them before they would leave. And if they stuck around, then they became, a part of me. And if they didn't, then they were just regular ass people. And I did this with a lot of things. And and there's at least one person on the planet who's got scars from my biting them. And there's at least a few people who I know for a fact still talk about things that I did when I was far younger, and use it as a reason to not try to get to know the present me. And I did a lot of shitty things. And so that's half of the reason I got the Dark Mark tattoo, because I don't. The characters that were shown in the Harry Potter books that we're supposed to kind of sympathize with by the end of the story are Draco and Snape. And both characters make shitty decisions in their youth, not really understanding the repercussions of those things. And they scar them permanently, and in a way that they can't avoid, and ends up defining their future. And I wanted to kind of reclaim that mark for myself, in being a reminder of the shitty things that I did in the past, and how much I don't want to be that person anymore, and how much I don't want to fall into those habits. And that I can't erase my past. I can't go back and get those people back, or make people see that I'm not that person anymore. I can't change the way that they've perceived me. But I can remember that I did that and not let myself forget it and build from it so that I can incorporate it into this new person I'm trying to become. That I'm trying to become a little bit more of a new person every day. So that's half of it. And then the other half of that is that also calling back to the characters of Malfoy and Snape, um, they make sacrifices and make plays for people who either can't because of circumstances or just don't know about the sacrifices that those two characters are making when shit has hit the fan, and that it didn't matter whether anybody knew or not. Like with Snape specifically demanding that Dumbledore never reveal the good that he had done ever, that it didn't matter that people would never know that they had made those sacrifices and made those choices and tried to atone for the shit that they had done in the past, but that they still made those choices and those sacrifices. And for me, that kind of reflects the tattoo is also a reflection of the kind of decisions and sacrifices that I'm willing to make for the people that I care about, whether or not they know about them or realize the degree to which they're felt. Like if something like seems like a small action to them was actually a very large action for me personally, that it doesn't matter, or it shouldn't matter, is the reminder for me that it shouldn't matter that they don't know what I did and how much I did, but that I was willing to do that because I care about them. And that's one of those things that I want to keep on me. I've got lots of other tattoos that I'm planning on, and all of them have their own symbolisms, and I'll probably make a video about those later. But this one's already gotten long enough, and I hope that it at least kind of shed some light on why I got these particular symbols. Um, Even if it's not something that you guys can, I don't know, agree with or love, at least you can kind of understand where I'm coming from, is the idea. I'm gonna get back to actually cleaning my room now, but yeah, I tried, so I hope it at least helped a little bit. Okay.